Good morning, everyone. Welcome. Reverend Paul here. Hope this finds you well and happy this morning. I thank you for being here with me. We got a beautiful day. We've got a long weekend ahead of us. We're all getting ready for that. That's a wonderful experience. And to really experience that and to really have fun with it, we need to experience happiness now. And the reality of experiencing happiness now really takes very little effort. It simply takes the effort of letting go. So, to begin this morning, let's breathe together for a few minutes. Cancel that. Let's breathe together for a few breaths, and then we'll begin. So, inhale through the nose, hold, and exhale through the mouth. So, here we go. Inhale, hold, exhale. Inhale, hold, exhale. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Well, let's come back to our bodies. Be present in this three-dimensional world. We must, So I was the minister of Unity Williamsburg Spiritual Center in Williamsburg, Virginia, up to the 1st of September, and my contract was not renewed. And one of the things that one of the ladies said to me is I needed to quit saying I am so much and start saying we are more often. And so, what I want to say to you, my people that are here this morning, is that I can only speak to you in the present moment. It is up to you to translate that into your present moment. I can refer to we are doing this, or I could refer to you want to do this. But at the end of the day, this is not a direct coaching session between Reverend Paul and y'all. This is really an overview of a particular consciousness that requires each of us to go to our divine consciousness space and realize in that space that I am the presence of God wherever I am. And that realizing that is the fundamental piece of all understanding. Yesterday, we talked about my friend Nikki Hamid, who was talking about we like to say, well, I really want to get there with God. I really want to do this work so I can get there with God. Well, the reality is, as Nikki said yesterday, I am here. There is nowhere to go. I am the presence of God wherever I am. I am already present. What's necessary is that I am as you are, I am, must embrace that so as to let go of the trappings of this three dimensional plane, of this tangible material plane. The tangible material plane is a place I have chosen to come to realize through my own application, through my own knowledge of free will, to embrace the divine presence that I am, to embrace that God exploded God's self into a million, billion, trillion diamonds of light, all cut and faceted perfectly, and blew them out into all of creation. And one of those diamonds of light is, in fact, that which I am. I am a diamond of light created through God, who is encased in this three-dimensional manifestation known as Paul Fitzsimmons, Reverend Paul, to walk around on this planet and share the wisdom of knowing that I am a beacon of light sent to myself, for myself, by myself, to share with everything and everyone that I am part, I am a member, I am rejoined with that consciousness. So, what's really important right here, right now, is about being in this present moment. And now this present moment. And now this present moment. And now this present moment. The present moment is the moment I am in. And it is always the present moment. And it becomes the present moment with every second that goes by. What was the present moment a second ago is not the present moment now. The present moment now is now. And that sounds like a lot to wrap one's head around until one embraces that I cannot intellectually and emotionally figure this out. I can simply embrace it as so. I can be free in that moment of embracing it as so, and to know that there is never, ever anything wrong here anyway. However it shows up, whatever it is the next appropriate experience. There is no mistake in the creation of divinity. There is no coincidence. There is no concern. Everything is created for me, by me, through me, for the single purpose of realizing love, God, compassion, God, understanding, God. And as soon as I turn the view around and cease making it about something out there, making it about you, why did you do that to me? The moment I get it that you didn't do anything to me, I set you up so that I could experience that from you and choose to embrace it as the gift of understanding. Everything is of God, whether I like it or not, whether it seems correct to me or incorrect. Doesn't change what's so. Doesn't change what's so. A blue Rolls Royce is a blue Rolls Royce. I can call it a red Jaguar. I can call it a yellow Corvette. I can call it a green Gran Torino, yet it remains a blue Rolls Royce. And the same is so with everything that we are presented with. We love to make it hard. We love to make it complicated. We have been conditioned and trained generation after generation after generation that there is something inherently wrong with me. There is something that I must make amends for. There is something that I must pay penance for. There is something that my genetic ancestor did eons ago that unless I request forgiveness for, I'm unwhole. My friends, my beloveds, that is untrue. It is not true. It's a control mechanism, and it's worked really well. Yet, we can be encased in happiness now by simply acknowledging that all is as it should be. Once I embraced that, once I stopped resisting that very understanding ceases to exist. I know that there are possibly people sitting right now listening to me, looking at me, and they're like going, yeah, right, Reverend Paul. Yeah, right. But the reality is, once, yeah, right, Reverend Paul disappears, it becomes clearer and becomes clearer. But the truth is, it takes practice. That conditioning, that programming that's going on in this area between my ears has been focused and active for a long time. And I've been conditioned through many conditioning tools in this three-dimensional world. Excuse me. I've been conditioned for a long time in this three-dimensional world to accept that as the case. But it is not so. I am the presence of God wherever I am. You are, I am. You are the presence of God wherever you are. But when you are the presence of God wherever you are, I am the presence of God wherever I am. It can only be in the first person. It can only be for the first person. When that becomes so for this person, that radiates out. That radiates out. And the next person it touches is at the very least going to look and go, huh, that's different. And it's going to spark a light. It's going to make it so. Often, very often, we're so conditioned to the to the qualities of what we call misery, suffering, and pain. And it's so comfortable and so familiar. that in the presence of release, in the presence of freedom, in the presence of remembering, we revert. For me, for this man, for Reverend Paul, I call it selfishness. I call it self pity. I call it feeling sorry for myself. I call it undesirable. I release it. I let it go. For those of you who have been on boats or boating and been out on the water, you're riding along in your boat and it's going brrr, and you're moving and you're going over the waves and you're doing like that. And then you get outside of the speed zone, which happens in every marina and every harbor to keep the wake down. You get beyond that and you can bring your boat up to what's known as plane. You can bring it up on plane. And when you bring your boat up on plane, it just seems like it skims across the surface of the water. It's just going right across the surface of the water, skipping from top of wave to top of wave. That is the experience of I am the presence of God. I am not captured in the trough of fear, of self loathing, of self pity, of it should be different. I am planing right across the top. And the practice of saying to oneself over and over and over, I am the presence of God wherever I am. I am divinity. I am a child of absolute, and all is well, and all is well. I'm getting a message that says that we're having trouble playing the video. If anybody's watching and can send me a message and let me know that I'm still up, I'd appreciate it. The best I can do for myself at any moment is to simply embrace I am here and all is well. And so I'm going to interrupt and I'll be back in a minute.